All right, so we have failure news. He got Valve just put out a game publishers on notice. Oh, you know what this means? Somebody can't be doing that bullshit no more on Steam.
Welcome back, everybody. Today,
I'm guessing
this is going to be a great.
I'm thinking he's going to be talking about maybe AAA publishers or something. Or maybe
video,
DLC,
right? Because
know.
Publishers sometimes are a little bit naughty. Now, maybe they're naughty because they're kind of bad, or maybe they just make a mistake and they have a plan where the business bigwigs think, oh, cool, we'll sell this season pass, but the developers are internally screaming, thinking, guys, we can't actually do that. The problem, though, is that means that customers, we get burned. And guess who also gets burned? Big Mr. Game. Because if you're running Steam and via incompetence or malice, your devs and publishers are messing around your customers.
Yeah, because they will blame Steam for it. Like, yeah, Steam had to do that a few times. Like, what was it? What was that game that freaking failed? It was like, what was that game that failed big time and people could have, yeah. Oh yeah, the day before. That's what it was called. Yes, yeah, that game. Yeah, people probably will blame Steam for that game, but at the same time, it's the game publishers that will be at fault, but they will blame Steam because it's on Steam. So, yeah.
Well, guess what? Now that's your problem. So this is very much a Steam consumer protection story, and it's one that is very Valve, because they've not went and hired a small army, right, of enforcers who are going to be patrolling Steam. No.
Yeah.
Valve are a games design company, right? Now, the thing is, Steam, the actual platform, well, it's game designed. They want to incentivize behaviors that are in their best interest. And that means, things that mean that customers feel comfortable purchasing, but it also means developers and publishers acting right. So let's get into this. Today's story is all about selling.
What's funny is that they shouldn't be doing this. The government should be doing that. But yeah.
Selling an idea, selling a promise of future content and how it goes wrong. What's cool though, right, is the last few times we've covered Steam stories, especially policy ones, it's Valve being forced by some sort of outside influence. As an example, there were the terms of service changes, which basically were to try to comply with a Californian law. There was all of the stuff with the big class action lawsuits, and that was all Valve responding to external stuff. But here, this is Valve designing their own game.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It all works for their purpose instead of the other way around, for sure. So you gotta watch. They had to watch their own ass because they know if somebody sued them for somebody else's game publishing company, they will be the ones that they get all the fault for because it's on their platform. It's kind of like, if some crazy shit happened on Twitch or YouTube, it'd be YouTube's fault because somebody showing blood and death and gore and killing and right in front of a YouTube's kid video or some shit. It'd be wild.
Changing the rules, and it's all about the battle passes. Now, this was first spotted by Paweł Janik, who is the Steam DB guy.
Steam is getting proper season pass support. All DLCs must listen to this expert. If DLC is canceled, refund for the Valve of unreleased DLC will be offered. So it can be returned? Yeah, because versions in the DLC promise the future. Those are either separate DLC or additional add-on. Okay.
Who does awesome work over there. So what they've done is they've changed their policies on how season passes work. And for the sake of simplicity, so that we all understand what Valve actually means, here is how Valve defines them. A pack of current and future content, brackets DLC, that customers can buy with a single purchase. So what's of note here is that battle passes, where you've got to unlock rewards through gameplay and like individual DLCs, those don't actually count here. What counts is when you buy a season pass, right? A whole package of things.
So this is basically for like season pass.
Those things release. And what's really cool is that we have got the full policy document.
This is definitely taking a shot at what Ubisoft and others that be doing this BS stuff with their DLC.
All of Valve's demands and requirements that developers and publishers have got to meet.
They're taking a shot at Ubisoft also.
This absolutely looks like a humongous win for consumer rights.
Hell yeah.
But as always, it gets
hell yeah, brother,
when we dive into the details. Let's kick things off with a customer perspective here. So Valve have codified how these products should appear on the Steam platform, sort of in the same way as Advanced Access, where Advanced Access was a thing, it was a gray area, and then Valve said, hang on a second, we should actually have a clear label and a clear system so that people know what's going on. So
again, I feel like that should have been already like a government thing already. Like this company, like why is Valve doing this? It should be like a standard already. Like what? Like, hey, I'm gonna buy something. All right, I buy the thing. All right, the thing doesn't come. All right, let me get my money back. No, still you bought the DLC, you know. No, motherfucker, that's that should be already a thing, you know. I should get my money back if I pay for something and it doesn't show up later because it's a season pass or DLC later. Pay for the DLC early. I should get the DLC. If I don't get the DLC, I should get my money back. Simple. Why is that?
From now on, before the purchase of a season pass, products must clearly detail these things. A complete list of
clearly detail these things. Ooh, I like that. That's good. Sure.
All DLC included in the pass, so a listing for each of the 4 DLCs that are included. There must be a basic description of the content included in each pass. Valve says, and by the way, I'm reading their policy document here.
Okay, so we getting like a full list of what we're going to get in the season pass.
For example, the
Instead of
first
just
content
random.
release might be the Glitterlands expansion, new area to explore, 2 new weapons and new enemies. Valve's document goes on to say it's not required for DLC to have a final name at the launch of the season pass. They say that information about the content in the DLC doesn't need to be detailed, so you can just say as a developer, new weapons or 2 new weapons or new zone. That is acceptable. You don't have to list the specific
you don't be super specific.
things.
You just know it's a
now,
weapon
they
or
also
whatever.
say, and this is where it gets big, expected release date for each DLC, quarter and year, i.e. January to March 2025, or season/year is acceptable. Of course, a date that's more precise is also fine. As an example, just any specific date in the year. This is that I think is huge.
So they pretty much basically saying that if you make a season pass, it's got to be, you have to show it, describe it, and make sure it's there. Because if you say, oh, we got a season pass, and there's no season pass, when the consumer sees that, then yeah, we're going to turn you down for that.
Huge, right? A product must have at least one of its constituent DLCs actually released whenever it is
actually
offered.
there.
So that means that a season pass cannot be sold in such a way that if you buy the season pass, that's it. Right, there's no content right now. All that you've done is pre-ordered a bunch of
you just pre-ordered.
DLCs. That's actually not going to be allowed.
It's like instead of doing like the pre-order, you know how when you pre-order a game, it's not even out yet, but then they push it back, but you still pre-ordered it, but they keep pushing the game back. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that with a season pass. We ain't allowed on that.
Now, that being said, pre-orders of a deluxe edition of a game do get their own specific carving out in the rules. So obviously Valve aren't going to publishers and saying, hey guys, no more deluxe editions, because that would lose all of the money, right? So we'll have to treat that as a separate thing. But there's an other rule that is massive for us as gamers, as customers. Steam are codifying that if any listed DLC is cancelled, Valve will mandate refunds for the comparative value of the cancelled DLC to customers.
See, again, this is why I was like, why is Valve being like the government here? Shouldn't this be like a automatic thing? I feel like this should have been like automatic. This is common sense, pretty much, really.
Now, this is really good because, look, generally there would be some form of refund if a plan changed substantially. But the thing that actually matters is
because if it's stuff in there, then it'd be fraud because you're just buying something and there's no product. You're just buying nothing, pretty much, in a sense.
Can you trust that refund? Is it backed up by Valve's own rules? Here, it is going to be backed up by those rules, and that matters. Now what we can do let's take a look at some recent video games to see who passes these rules and who fails. The devil is always in the details. So, Star Wars Outlaws just came out, and it does actually pass. The reason why is they have clear descriptions of the expected dates, there are clear expectations for the content, and there's a full list of everything that you get. Then we've got Space Marine 2. It also passes the new test. Again, it's got all of the detail, even though they are just describing the cosmetic pack contents in generic terms. But then we've got Tekken 8. It actually fails the test. It violates Valve's rules. Now, Tekken 8 came under a hell of a lot of criticism from fans because of what is actually in its season pass. Now, actually, that's not why they failed the test here. Obviously, you're allowed to sell a season pass that's shit as long as it complies with the rules. But what they don't comply with is that while there is detail of the content available that fits Valve standards, there's no time frame, right? No time frame for delivery, and Valve are not letting developers sell undated promises in their store anymore. Then we've got Stalker 2.
Yes, like I said, so you got to have a date and a time. No more that, hey, we got a season pass. When is it coming? I don't know. I mean, just buy it. Pretty much. Just buy it, man. We got a season pass coming. You know when it's, nah, we don't know, motherfucker. Just buy the shit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it.
Which sadly fails on all counts here, actually. The only thing that they describe whenever you purchase the
they literally just said season pass. That's it. They don't got no date. Nothing. What the hell?
Is, quote,
like somebody could just copy pasta this.
Season pass guaranteeing 2 additional expansions and any future DLC. Now, of course, detail-wise, Steam has left enough slack here so that as long as each DLC is labeled with new weapons, new enemies, new map, that would be acceptable. And that does mean that most developers are likely going to be fine on that front. And for the developers of Stalker 2, well, they basically just need to get their ducks in the row so that they are in compliance with this. Of course, I'll definitely say, on a personal level, I mean, I know that Stalker 2 has came out. It's had performance issues.
Every time, man. So this definitely could cut down for season pass holders, you know, the companies like, hey, we got, you know, you buy the game and then you buy a separate season pass for the game. But if season pass comes later, but there's no date, well, then you get your money back because you bought 2 things, but the game and the DLC season pass without no date
and all of that. But
you can't do that.
Like, very few games are developed in the
unless they labeled it
environment that Stalker 2 was developed in.
Is that dig out?
I'm absolutely going to cut those guys some slack. I mean, I think it's only fair. So obviously, in the topic of release dates, there's a reason why most announcements have got the legalese of, quote, dates subject to change, right, in the small print. So Valve are not going to be completely ruthless with developers here. They are giving developers flexibility to allow for delays and development problems because, well, Valve are also game developers. I'm pretty sure they understand that keeping to a development timetable is
you can delay it, but not for like a year or nothing like that.
Take that into account, but they do have rules.
Yeah, you got 3 months.
So,
there you go.
Here it is. If developers cannot make the 3-month window that they set for their DLC, they are allowed to move that DLC to the next 3-month window. But if it's anything more than that, they can't
you can't do it for like a year.
They can't click a button. They need to negotiate it with Valve, right? So they basically need to get a meeting with the principal and explain themselves. And if that DLC is delayed past the 3-month point, even if no customer has complained to them, then Valve will actually consider action. And of course, that is action that, will hurt the developer's bottom line. That means that there are clear consequences. To developers and publishers is clear.
Yeah, because you putting your product on Steam, and then the product is not there for Steam, and then you buy the damn product, and then you gonna look at Valve like, why the hell did you put this product out here and I can't get access to it because the publisher, game publishers, taking this sweet ass time or their time producing this thing, and it's been 3 or to damn 5 months already with no season pass or DLC, and they took. So where's my money at? They gonna ask Steam with my money, not the developers of that said game. They're gonna look at Steam and say, what the hell is with my money? You better give me my money, old man. You know?
A season pass
them legs, Charlie.
Commitment to future releases, and it's one that they want as a contract. Here's a quote. If you aren't ready to clearly communicate about the content included in each DLC and when each DLC will be ready for launch, you shouldn't offer a season pass on Steam. So if the 6-month window for release isn't enough, Valve will actually consider that to be a breach of contract between developers, Valve, and customers. And as a punishment, they will actually take action.
It's
Here
like a
are
punishment.
Valve's punishments.
Yeah.
The season pass may be removed from sale.
In that punishing system. Steam's like, hey, you make me look bad, man. Oh, hell no, not today, demon. I bet some game developers too gonna hate that too, because they're like, oh man, we can put our whatever we want. Not on Steam. You make us look bad. Seem like hell no.
They also say all unreleased content may be refunded, or customers may get the option of a refund for the whole pass. And the same will actually apply if the season pass is released for 1 year as well. And the ultimate point is that customers will not lose out because a developer cannot meet their promises.
Yeah, because that would be on Steam anyway, because you producing the product on Steam and you lollygagging your product for customers to buy it. They're gonna look at that Steam like, what the hell's wrong with y'all? Where's my DLC, bitch?
Promises the developer has sold to a customer. That to a lot of developers will sting. It will feel harsh. But you know what? This industry has been damaged so much by commitments to players just being fast and loose and not being respected. And that's why games discussion and culture is such a flipping mess these days. So let's talk about games that will fail this criteria. Redfall. Yeah, Redfall, remember that? That's a recent example where because
I never heard that name again.
Down the development studio, there was simply no plan to make the Season Pass DLC. Now, obviously, Microsoft did offer refunds there, but it was initially unclear.
That's because they didn't want to get sued.
That would be the case, as Microsoft framed that a make good offer was being worked on, which, in that case, it's got to be money or I'm saying no. Now, then there's 10 years ago.
I told you, I knew it. I said Ubisoft's going to be there.
Release pass removed from sale because of the game's launch issues, which at the very least were pretty damn funny to watch. Now, in that case, Ubisoft still did commit to releasing their DLC regardless, with all of the Season Pass owners getting that as a part of their purchase. Plus, everybody in the community actually got the first DLC, and then Season Pass holders got a free Ubisoft game to make up the cost. So that was them trying to navigate the situation. But obviously here with Valve, well, a developer doesn't just get to say, take this instead.
Right.
No, it's got to be what you promised, or else.
Yeah, you can't switch it up. You can't be going to a store and you're trying to buy a damn a figure, a game figure, or a character, or let's say a Goku statue. Now, here's a Chaozu figure. I'm like, no, bitch, where's my Goku statue? No.
Gabe's giving people their money back. And speaking of development shit shows, we gotta talk about City Skylines 2. City Skylines 2's expansion pass, Waterfronts, completely meets all the criteria for listing a Season Pass product on Steam, right? They've got clear descriptions of what the content is, actually far more detail than is even required, and they do have clearly marked dates
they're doing it right now.
The initial sale of it. As an example, right?
Expansion.
The Bridges and Ports DLC was marked as releasing in Q2 of 2024. However, the astute among you may notice that it's actually Q4 of 2024 right now, and that expansion has not released. In fact, in February, to ensure wider game stability, it was updated to have a release window of Q2 2025, which I will say is what that developer should have done. Because look, if your foundations are absolutely shot through, destroyed, what business have you got building something on it? No, you got to fix the real problem first. But you can't have it both ways. And so in doing that, you should hand people their money back with a plan to earn it back later. And this actually means that what they've done in City Skylines 2 would land squarely within Steam's policy of being more than 12 months since the intended release date if it doesn't hit by then. Now, the reasons why the DLC is delayed is obviously that stuff that we've covered in a lot of detail here. And I think broadly everyone watching this video understands they've got to fix the real problem first. I mean, don't sell people stuff when the thing they've already got is shit. But the problem with a season pass is that many people have already paid for that DLC. And so if we take a look at Valve's rules, guess what? You gotta give some of that money back. That's gonna sting, but guess what? It is goddamn right. And because Valve are the biggest marketplace in PC gaming, well, they are setting the terms of the market They are drawing a red line
Yeah.
about what is acceptable.
Again, like I said, they shouldn't be doing this, but like I said, it should be a government job to be doing this, not not a the big publisher doing that with other games. But hey, government lacking, man.
A lot of developers are going to
Also, this saved them from getting getting filed lawsuits against too. So that's that too.
Look at this and say, right, in spirit, as a developer of games, a player of games, this is really good.
Right.
But they will then think about the currently broken funding model of video games, which is completely biased towards publishers, is completely biased against developers, and they will be fearful. And in their fear, they may lash out a bit, right? They may be worried because it's their livelihood, but bad things have to stop. And a company that cannot keep to its promises should go under. At the top of this video, I highlighted that other changes Valve made have very much been responding to things. I mean,
order a pizza and you're just getting just getting not even dough.
That happened because of Australia. So I suppose for once in video games, thanks Australia, because if you're an Australian gamer, there was a long time where if you wanted an 18 rated game, the government weren't going to let you have it. But on reflection, what I said at the start of this video isn't actually right. There is no outside force from a big authority.
True.
No government saying, no senator getting up in, I don't know, the Senate and saying, season passes are messing up gamers. That's not happening.
Yeah, it's
not coming from an authority. Valve absolutely are motivated by an external force. And that external force is bad behavior. And do you know what matters here? It's not a slap in the wrist.
Yeah.
It's a clear financial punishment. I don't know if this turn of phrase exists in your country, but, we would over here in Northern Ireland call someone a bit of a chancer, if they were sort of wheeling and dealing, being a wee bit cheeky. Publishers have often been like that. They've been planning to...
You can call that a screw job too, that's another way to call it.
Planning to sell you something and taking the money early, and they don't always deliver, or it's not always the spec. That's damaged the hobby that we love, and it has normalized bad behavior, such that soon people will just expect shit. They will expect to be treated
you don't want to expect
badly.
shit, though. That
has got to end.
Been wrong.
And the only way to make it end is clear financial punishment. This will lose devs money, it will lose publishers money, and I am happy about that, actually. I think it is good. And that's going to piss people off. But the point is pretty damn clear.
So do I. I think it's good. Good for the consumer. You do, like I said again, you don't want to buy something and it's not the thing you bought. And then it's like, no, just we're gonna make something else different. We're gonna make another DLC. So we're gonna make this DLC. No, you wanted the DLC that was there first. Then you want the change product. You want the one that you said you was gonna give us. And you ain't gonna give us that, and then you're gonna delay it. And then you're going to keep the money. No, bitch.
Incentives matter, delivery matters, execution matters. At the end of the day, if you plan to sell a video game with a season pass, and then you cock up the video game and you cock up the season pass, you know what? The market should punish you such that you may actually go under, because that's the entire goddamn point. Bad companies should die, because all they are doing is trading, surviving off bad behavior. What I suppose...
Yeah, like I said, you buy one game and then you buy the DLC, so that's extra more money for them, instead of you looking for the product and the product is not there.
This might call like rent-seeking behavior, or the sort of thing where if you've ever heard of the concept of an unpriced negative externality, that is the shit that they thrive on. That's what my spirit, my soul says. But I'm also a pragmatist, right? There is another incentive here. You know the way sometimes you design a system to incentivize a certain behavior, but you can accidentally have the opposite effect? Well, publishers may end up having a choice here. Do they release a broken DLC for money? Money, of course, that they've, probably already taken because it's a season pass.
Right.
Will they just put that out to hit Valve's deadline, to dodge Valve's, refunds and stuff, saying, okay, we either, if we don't release the DLC...
So you're saying they might make it dog shit just on purpose?
We'll be in a lot of trouble. Or do we just shoot it out right now, accept that we're going to get shit reviews, but you know what? That's fine. Because they already bought the season pass, and if we put out some slop, it'll be slop, but at least it will comply with the letter of the law, if not the spirit of the law. I absolutely can't.
Yeah, but again, they're gonna focus on them because they the one that did the shitty job. It won't be on Valve, because guess what? It's gonna be on them this time. It's gonna be on the publisher, because that's gonna be on their game and their shitty practices. So damn if you do, damn if you don't. So yeah, I can't wait to watch that shit show.
Can't wait to see the ramifications of this. And next, I have another video for you, right? FromSoft. Sony want to purchase the company that owns 70% of FromSoft shares. It is a gargantuan story. It's actually one where the leaks have been confirmed.
Oh, yeah, I think I heard about that.
It matters to all of us because this is the Elden Ring developer, the Armored Core.
Yeah, Armored Core and stuff. Don't they own anime too? I think they got some anime stuff too, I believe. That's gonna be bad. But yeah, Bella talking that stuff, man. For sure. Yeah. This is gonna be a big one though. You're gonna offer a refund for Valve's unreleased DLC. That's a huge win for us, the gamer or consumer, whatever. Because god damn it, like I said, the motherfuckers can't get away with that shit. Like, oh, we make a DLC and then shit gets canceled. Think of it like what Cyberpunk wanted to do. And like, oh, we gonna have DLC later, but they ain't put it on Steam enough. But they said they were gonna make DLC, but you got no quarter or nothing for it. They would get hit. They would get hit with that if they put that DLC, but they didn't do it. I'm just saying, if they did do something like that, yes, Steam will go after them. Like, what the hell is wrong? Why you said that and you ain't put it out? And you got it right there on our fucking, got it there on our Steam page, and right there is for purpose. All that bullshit, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Sorry, stuff like that. But yeah, I think, like I said, this would definitely hit Ubisoft for sure more than anything, because they the ones I know that do stuff like that. they the ones that be doing late and changing stuff late and like, oh my god, what the hell? Why is this DLC taking so long? Skull bones. Yeah. So yeah, man, that's good. This is good. Good on Steam. This should have been like a practice in any game, really, in gaming overall. But hey, Steam do it. It's definitely good, helps the gamer. So I'm all for it. I don't give a damn. You a bad publisher? Fuck it, get better. That's all I gotta say. Get better. If not, well, get your company go over. Fuck it. Legendary out.